Welcome back to Crime Cipher, and this one, it's different, because John Macris didn't just run a criminal empire, he ran from it. And when it caught up to him, the fallout shook 2 continents. Stick around till the end, because the truth behind his death might be more twisted than it seems. Your home for real stories about crime, power, and the dark truths hidden beneath the surface. If you're fascinated by the world of criminal empires, notorious figures, and unsolved mysteries, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a story that shakes the underworld. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking hits in modern organized crime, the brutal murder of John Macris, a man who lived fast, played hard, and made enemies on both sides of the world. From the flashy streets of Sydney to the deadly shadows of Athens, Macris wasn't just another name in the criminal game. He was a kingpin, and his execution, cold, calculated, and deeply personal. Stay with us as we unravel the twisted web behind his rise, his rivalries, and his violent fall. A man charged after police seized millions of dollars worth of drugs has been identified as the father of John Macris, a known rival of the Ibrahim crime family. 73-year-old Stelios Macris was arrested yesterday afternoon on the Central Coast. Police stopped his vehicle and allegedly found 25 liters of liquid methamphetamine, commonly known as ice. John Macris lived a life of contradictions. In Sydney, he was known for his love of fast cars, exclusive nightclubs, and alleged ties to organized crime. In Athens, he appeared to have turned a new page, married, running a security company, and living in an upscale seaside neighborhood. To some, he had reformed. To others, he was still immersed in a dangerous world. In 2018, that world caught up with him. He was gunned down outside his home in what appeared to be a targeted execution. Was John Macris running from enemies, or was he running a new game from the shadows? Drop your theory in the comments. For hired hit, for revenge, for betrayal from within. His story goes beyond a single act of violence. It's a saga of family feuds, coded messages, secret deals, and a criminal underworld that thrives just beyond the public eye. Born in 1972 to a Greek-Australian family in Sydney's northern suburbs, John enjoyed a privileged upbringing, private schools, a wealthy environment, and endless opportunity. But from a young age, he was drawn to the city's underworld, where wealth and power came with high risks. By the late 2000s, John had become a key figure in Sydney's nightclub scene. He partnered with gangster Todd O'Connor to run The Good Bee, a notorious hotspot on Oxford Street. His criminal involvement extended far beyond nightlife. He was allegedly connected to the Comanchero Motorcycle Club, known for organized crime activities. In 2005, he was convicted of drug trafficking and dealing in stolen goods, serving over 2 years in prison. Police found the drugs hidden inside a Versace tin in his Surrey Hills apartment, a symbol of the blend between luxury and crime that defined his lifestyle. Crime appeared to run in the family. In 2011, Stelios Macris, John's father, was caught with 50 kilograms of amphetamines, enough to produce millions of dollars worth of meth. His arrest led to police raids and a record-setting $2.1 million bail. Stelios was acquitted in 2014 after John's brother Alex testified that their father had unknowingly transported the drugs. Despite their criminal connections, John gained a degree of notoriety in the Australian media, in part due to his relationship with public relations figure Roxy Jachenko. But it was his intensifying feud with one of Sydney's most feared crime families, the Ibrahims, that truly brought him into the spotlight. The Ibrahim family had long dominated Sydney's underworld, with interests in drug trafficking and extortion. For a time, John Macris and the Ibrahims collaborated on nightclub ventures, but by 2007, Their alliance had fractured, possibly over money, power, or clashing ambitions. The rivalry soon turned violent. In June 2009, Fadi Ibrahim, John Ibrahim's younger brother, was ambushed and shot 5 times while sitting in his Lamborghini. He fell into a coma for weeks. Suspicion quickly turned to John Macris. Just weeks earlier, John's brother Alex had clashed with Fadi at the Ivy nightclub, where Fadi allegedly punched him, further fueling tensions. As Fadi struggled to recover, the Ibrahims were believed to have plotted revenge. Police raids in September 2009 uncovered weapons, bulletproof vests, and surveillance photos of John Macris, evidence pointing to a possible assassination plot. Rodney Atkinson was arrested but claimed his intention was merely to rob John of drugs and cash. In 2013, Atkinson and Michael Ibrahim were acquitted of conspiracy to murder due to insufficient evidence. Atkinson, however, was sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal weapons and drug charges. In the aftermath, John fled to Greece around 2012. There, he adopted a new identity, calling himself Australos, or the Australian. He married former Playboy model and TV presenter Victoria Carita, and the couple had 2 children, Alexandra and Achilles. They led what appeared to be a glamorous life, far from Sydney's criminal underworld. John founded a private security company called My Services, offering VIP protection, luxury property management, and cash transport services. Despite the firm's clean public image, rumors of illicit activity followed him. John, aware of the danger he still faced, heavily fortified his 4-story villa in Vula with security systems, cameras, and guards. But on the night of October 31st, 2018, those precautions failed. At 8:10 p.m., as John was leaving for the launch of his new business, a gunman emerged from the shadows and fatally shot him. His father, then 82, was the first family member to arrive at the scene. The murder devastated the family. The funeral, held shortly after in Vula, was private and somber. No wreaths, no eulogies. Victoria withdrew from public life, deleted her social media accounts, and vanished from the spotlight. Reports later claimed she had not known the full extent of John's criminal past. John's murder triggered a major investigation. In April 2019, a breakthrough occurred. Greek police arrested Uliano Rachev Serafim, a Bulgarian of Turkish descent, in Athens. Investigators connected him and his brother Milen to the murder using receipts, hotel bookings, rental car records, and CCTV footage matching the brothers' clothing on the night of the shooting. While the Ibrahims were initially suspected, no concrete evidence linked them to the crime. Authorities instead focused on John's business dealings in Greece, possibly a failed drug transaction. The Serafim brothers fled the country shortly after the murder, but were eventually captured and charged. The trial began in July 2020. Victoria testified, identifying Uliano Serafim by his distinctive ponytail as the man seen in surveillance footage. Prosecutors presented a strong case based on circumstantial evidence. In September 2020, the verdict was delivered. You've followed his rise. You've seen the blood trail he left behind. But justice in the criminal world, it's rarely complete. This is Crime Cipher, where we follow the clues long after the headlines fade. Even with partial justice served, the mystery lingers. For Victoria and their children, the pain remains. The killing of John Macris stands as a grim reminder of how deep the roots of organized crime can run, and how hard they are to escape. The story of John Macris reminds us, no one escapes their past, not in the underworld. If this case left you stunned, subscribe to Crime Cipher. Every week we decode power, betrayal, and unsolved darkness from every corner of the world. What do you think really happened to Macris? Drop your theory below. We might feature it in our next episode. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep decoding. This is Crime Cipher.